People don't flush the toilets. There's toilet paper on the seats. There are paper towels everywhere. I could go about a half hour without going there, and then after that, they're trashed.
Do they work hard? Maybe sometimes.
What other job are you gonna take if you can't get anything else, right?
Does someone walk around and like make sure the janitors are doing their job? I've never seen that person at least.
You're cleaning up other people's trash, right? And like, you might as well try and work for something where you're not working in something kind of garbagey, dirty. I don't really know, but I don't think you need any sort of real education for it.
In one certain building, someone likes to unroll a roll of toilet paper and clog up the toilet, so I have to go in there with a plunger. They do a whole roll of toilet paper and put it in there. And so I find that really shocking.
I'm one of the custodians that are walking around, and I'm 25. I'm over here since the end of June. To come to school, I went to the Fundamentals of Animation program. Yeah, it's a decent job, you know, not too complicated, and a decent pay, especially if you're a student. Custodian's a nicer way to describe a position. If you say janitor, it kind of lowers your status. It doesn't really, like in reality, but just, I guess, the way people tend to think about certain occupations, it would seem like it.
You get a few of the people that aren't too polite, but it's my job and I do it. Sorry. That's what they pay me for. I've been working for janitorial services probably since I was about 13 years old. I'd go to school during the day and then work with my mom in the evenings. Did that all through high school and moved away and tried going to school, and I got pregnant and did my mother thing. And
Hey, Elena.
Hey, how's it going?
I mean, some people do say, hello, how are you, good morning, you know, very few. Some days I don't mind, you know, because I don't want to associate, you know, but some days it is nice to get acknowledged and say you're doing a great job, and it's like anyone else that would like to get acknowledged, right? So.
There are some people that are just really fine with it. They come up and talk to you, but you know, you might be walking by somebody and you could see them from a distance maybe, and then they notice you and just look down, and it almost as though it's like, you know, they make an effort to not make eye contact. It's just bits of body language, you know. There's nothing that is verbal or nothing aggressive or anything like that. It just is some awkwardness.
I was walking through with the cart and I was trying to get by them, and I'd said, excuse me, and if looks could kill. So I just waited for her to move, and she was just glaring at me, and I just said thank you, and so I'm here to work, and yeah, so I needed to get by her, and I was polite, but it's just being on the job, though. You have to be polite, right? So, yeah.
I guess I've never actually talked to any of the janitors. Maybe I did once to get into a room, but they didn't actually talk back to me. They just mumbled something and walked off.
I usually say hello and thank you, but that's pretty much it.
No, I haven't talked to any janitors at Cap.
They seem friendly, but I mean, I don't know, I've just never had any conversations with them, so.
I don't know, I guess they just aren't sure how to interact with I guess, a janitor.
For the most part, I think most people just completely ignore them or don't even pay attention to them. Might not even notice they're there.
No conversation, yeah, kind of just like they're not there. Even though they are working around people, it's not really like they're working with people. They're more working around people, but not with them.
I
know that most people wouldn't appreciate how much they do. They don't realize maybe they're there. But without janitors, it would be an absolute mess. It would be terrible.
I really appreciate what they're doing, for sure. Like, I don't want to be walking around in people's garbage.
You know, we're here working. We have families that we need to support. We're trying to do a good job. We're trying to keep it nice looking for you guys, as you know, well for us, because we get evaluated on it.
Stereotypically, it could be considered like a lower class job kind of thing, but then you get a completely different appreciation for it when you're actually working.
At a few of my jobs and that, you know, they were not, you know, they didn't treat me with any, they just bounced me around and all that. Here, you know, I enjoy working here. I like the atmosphere and the students, except, you know, a few that try to rattle me and that, and I just blow it off. I just go with it.